Morning, it's Elizabeth Brown, the Kitchen Vixen, and I'm making a quick teriyaki sauce today just to accompany my brown rice and fresh carrots and chicken. And this is a really good meal on its own, but when I made it, I put some scallions in it, and then I thought this really could use a sauce and make it so much better. And it reminded me of something like an Asian style. So to make a teriyaki sauce, it's very simple. It's soy sauce or tamari, because I'm gluten intolerant, so that's a wheat-free soy sauce, maple syrup, arrowroot, lemon, ginger, garlic, and that's it. So the only complicated part a little bit is that we need to put it in a blender and then heat it. So first take a little bit of the lemon peel to make a zest. So make sure that's finely chopped. So this morning I was going to go for a long run. Today is my 7-mile run day. Yesterday I did 4.5. I didn't feel like going for another run. I really felt like going to the gym because when I get on my bike and ride to the gym in the fresh morning air, it really wakes me up. So I had a nice quick workout. I did the sled. I did, what else? Oh, I did some like kind of back and buys. I'll show you in my video. And I did some innovative stuff with the ab wheel. So it was fun. All right, so we zest the lemon, juice of 1 lemon and some zest, maybe like, I don't know, maybe like a teaspoon or 2 of the zest. Then we have 2 cloves of garlic that we're gonna mince, and about 1 inch of ginger that we're going to also chop up. So I haven't made teriyaki sauce in a while, but I always keep this list of sauces and quick recipes. I mean, it's actually, I have a lot of them on here. And I created some of that when I was in culinary school and some of it when I was a private chef for Peter Corral, who owned 7 Jeans, which I've mentioned before, but I only worked with him for a month, but in that time I was super productive, and it really helped me build up my recipe repertoire because I had this unlimited budget. It was pretty cool. Every day I would drive into Malibu. I was living in Santa Monica, and I would stop at PC Green's, just like this beautiful grocery store. So I would be able to go in and just like, you know, put it on the tab. So that was kind of fun. So I created a lot of great recipes. I mean, I didn't go overboard. I always kind of had just enough food for the day, and then sometimes guests would show up, so even though I'd plan on cooking for like 2 people, like Peter and his assistant, there would be other people and I'd have to extend my menu. So a lot of times I was maybe thawing some salmon that was in the freezer at the last minute, or adding a lot of grains and legumes or lentils to my recipes to make them go further. So I was pretty creative. Everybody always liked my food, so that was fun. I mean, you'd be surprised what you can do in a month. So, and then I broke my foot and that was over. This morning when I was riding to the gym, it reminded me of when I first graduated from high school. I didn't go to college. I had enlisted in the Air Force because my parents didn't want me to go to college. I had been accepted at some schools, but anyway, didn't go, and because I couldn't afford it, which is what I hear a lot of people say these days. And then eventually I'm just like, you know, I had to take out loans anyway. I'm just like, you know what, just do it. It's just worth it to have an education. A year between high school and college, I worked at a gym. Actually, I worked at the same gym where the Rock's dad trained, Rocky Johnson, who sadly just passed away. But I used to train, I used to go on the men's side because it was like a men's and women's gym. And I used to train with Rocky Johnson and his brother-in-laws. So that was kind of fun, and talk about wrestling and stuff. I didn't train with them, but I would train near them and hang out and talk to them. But I used to ride my bike like early in the morning in like, you know, little city streets, and no helmets back then. And I don't remember having a bike light. I don't know. I must have. All right. So I have my skillet set on medium heat. I got the ginger, the garlic. Okay. So now I'm going to add 2 tablespoons of maple syrup. And at the same time, then when in that year between high school and college, I also worked at the steak shop where I worked like all through high school and college. Like when I would come home from college break, I'd work there, and all through high school. And I also worked as a morning cocktail waitress at the Hilton. So I did a lot of different jobs. And it's probably why I like my consulting work, because I go to different places all the time. So I put this all in the blender, and we're just going to blend this up. Axel, you can't be up here. It's hot. Come on, get down, please. Sorry. Okay, so now we just add the sauce to the skillet to heat it. And then, ooh, it's gonna boil too fast. Ooh, no. I'm gonna add a little bit of arrowroot. All right. You're really supposed to just remove it and do it that way, but it's just, I'm kind of in a hurry here, so I'm just adding a little bit of arrowroot to thicken the sauce. It calls for a tablespoon, but since my sauce reduced rather quickly, I'm just going to use probably half of that, half of the tablespoon. Okay, so this worked out perfectly. Let me show you that was so easy. And then what I'm going to do is reheat I'm not going to use all the sauce, but see how nice and thick and bubbly is my teriyaki. It's so lovely. So I'm just going to remove some of it to save for another time, but I'm going to keep some in here to mix with my chicken and rice. I guess it was good my skillet's hot, so I'm just gonna add that right away. Dude, this is gonna be the bomb. So when I get home tonight, hopefully before the sun sets, I am going to go for my 7-mile run. So I'm totally carb loading today. I analyze my recipes, and therefore I analyze my diet on a pretty regular basis, and I find that I tend to fall like maybe around 100 grams of carbs most days, maybe 150. So I did my calculations for training, and I actually need to double that. So I definitely need more carbs in my diet. One of my coworkers who does follow me on Instagram, but she paid me the highest compliment. She's like, watching you makes me want to cook. It makes me want to eat that food, and it's healthy food. So when people say it looks good, or the way I describe it makes them want to eat it, that makes me really happy. And it is really good, I'm telling you. I like the fact that I can create something that is nourishing and tasty at the same time, because I do love to work out, and I love to be able to have adequate fuel to to keep me going. But I can't eat plain food. Like even when I competed in bodybuilding in college, and I didn't really know anybody back then that did it, so I just kind of winged my diet. But I could never eat plain food. I'd always make a sauce or something. I'll let that heat up, and then I'm going to make a smoothie. It was a good time to put in my workout, and I wish I had a teriyaki joke, but I don't. I wanted to be prepared. Okay, so I'm gonna make my smoothie, and I'm kind of really running low on ingredients. I don't have any leafy greens today, but I have carrots in my chicken recipe, so that's good for something. Beta carotene, so I got some carotenoids. I have some soy milk in my blender already. I put a little bit of instant organic coffee. Mount Hagen, it's this coffee that I learned about when I was a private chef. The people I worked with would all drink it, so it's like the best organic instant coffee ever. I'm gonna throw a whole Brazil nut in because I'm so limited with ingredients. I'm craving a peanut butter smoothie, so I'm going to do peanut butter, which I love peanut butter. Oh, I forgot my chia seeds too. Wait. Throw in some chia, so at least I balance my fats. I mentioned before that if I ever have just one nut or seed to choose from, it's going to be pumpkin seeds, or they call them pepitas, I guess, nowadays. So about 1 or 2 tablespoons of pepitas, 2 big scoops of protein powder, tablespoon of nutritional yeast for those B vitamins that I definitely need because I'm going to be burning through more calories with my runs. And some sesame seeds I'm going to put on my teriyaki combo. And by the way, it's so delicious. Hot. Oh, so good. Axel, smoothie. Okay, so remember I said about having spatulas for your smoothies. Also, when the protein powder doesn't all get mixed in right away. The teriyaki sauce is pretty lemony, probably more than most people would like. I like it, but maybe just a teeny tiny bit of zest next time, if for you, if you don't like a lot of lemon. But that means more antioxidants. All right, so I guess I'm done. I'm gonna put my smoothie in my cup, and I gotta go to work. At least I got a smoothie and good food to look forward to.